Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome to episode 3 of Europa Universalis IV, attempting an Irish exodus here. We've managed to take Tyrone, and we've also managed to vassalise Munster. We are going to need to suck up to them in order to make sure they don't have massively high liberty desire. Unfortunately, England have just cancelled their subsidies, which makes things a little bit difficult. One thing that I should do, I've just remembered, we should go ahead and unassign our ruler from the army, because we don't want him to die leading troops. That would be terrible for our stability. So we are losing a little bit of money each month. We could go ahead now and drop down our army maintenance. There's no need to run them at full maintenance. We're not actually fighting anybody. Even if I put them down to 0 maintenance, we are not going to make any. We are still not going to be making any money. We do have quite a bit of inflation, of course. That is because we've taken out a few loans. We do need to get them paid off. May well end up having to fire this advisor at some point. Now, another thing that has been added in the Cossacks, if you didn't watch my little video that explains some of the changes, is if you go into your military tab and have this little checkbox down here selected, automatically raise maintenance during a war. So what that does is, if you're not on full maintenance and you go to war, it will instantly put your maintenance up to full, and it will instantly turn on all of your inactive forts, your mothballed forts. Little bit of a shame really that they didn't separate the two. Might be nice just to set it so it only increases your troop maintenance, because maybe you don't want to turn on all of your forts. And of course it still doesn't work if you engage rebels, which can be problematic when rebels pop up and you're not at full maintenance and you forget, and you wander into rebels with an army on low maintenance. Still, it is definitely an improvement from what it was. So we've got some new missions here. We can get a royal marriage with England. We've still not got one. Oh, we can go ahead and take that quite easily. Let's go ahead and do that. We don't have any diplomats to send. Let's pull back the one that is currently in Leinster. Royal Marriage England. Mission complete. +1 diplomatic reputation. What does that give us now? Manpower reserves need to recover. Well, we're not going to be going to war for a little while, so let's go ahead and do that. Let us continue trying to improve our... Let's actually improve relations with England straight up, actually. I know I'm trying to improve relations with Leinster, but they are a subject of England, so not an awful lot is going to change with that right now. So we are rivaled to Scotland. We could potentially go to war against Scotland with the aid of England, because I'm sure that they are rivaled. Actually not. England hasn't rivaled Scotland. England has rivaled Aragon, Denmark and France. Scotland has rivaled Denmark. And I've rivaled Scotland because Scotland is the only choice. So I don't have a CB on Scotland anyway. There's nothing I could do to Scotland without the help of their armies. Let's go ahead and group these two guys up, and we will get them to protect trade in the North Sea. Might actually give us a little bit more money now. I doubt it. Austria's declaring wars. Don't care about that too much. Still got this high liberty desire. It will start to burn off. It's already going down. It was at 101 before. It's already down to 59 now, so it's definitely getting better. So that's our opinion, not the liberty desire. Liberty desire is going down though, so we don't need to worry too much about that. Burgundy's declared war on Provence. So I've still got enough money to keep that diplomatic advisor around for... the admin advisor around for a while. So I will do that because we do want to try and work our way through the tech. Because, of course, we are going to need to get to Tech 5 so that we can open an idea group. And the first idea group that we are going to want to get is the exploration ideas, because we need to be able to grab quest for the new world. One thing I've never actually looked at though is our national ideas. So Irish endurance gives us reduced land attrition. Okay, very nice. Cheaper stability cost, reduced national unrest, increased tax modifier, improved diplomatic relations, yearly papal influence, and rebel support efficiency. Okay, that's quite interesting. Not too sure how interesting the rebel support efficiency would be, but it's there nonetheless. England still aren't really getting involved in any wars with anybody at the moment. They are allied with Austria and Portugal, so I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see them in a war with France at some point, especially as France are in a war with Burgundy. Now would be an excellent time for England to go and jump on top of France, but So we're currently below our force limit. We could build up another troop. We also definitely need to get a few more ships in order to try and get our trade going. We may well have to consider getting rid of that advisor very soon because he is costing us some money. Once these loans are paid off, I think things will be better. In fact, most of these loans are only for 2 ducats. So let's just go ahead and repay as many of these loans as we can realistically afford to do, because we may actually start making a positive income without any loans. So we'll wait until the end of the month, because we're not going to have any interest on loans after this. We do still have some inflation, which we could reduce, but we don't want to spend any admin power. So yeah, unfortunately we are still losing some money. Even with the army maintenance write down, we can't stop that from happening. But we've still got enough to keep us going for a few more months, so we'll continue with that. We're actually going to go up to speed 4 right now, because it doesn't seem like there's any point running at a lower speed. So the main purpose of this is, yes, it's a difficult start, and once you've actually managed to get a colony and move your capital over, that's when things start to get really interesting, because... Oh, we're making money now. That's when things start to get really interesting. Royal marriage offer from Munster. Yes, of course, they are my vassal. I should have offered them that myself. Doesn't really matter which way around it goes. We are now actually making some money. Their liberty desire is now less than 50%, and they're actually starting to like me. This is quite good. Now, what I can do, let's just say, for example, that nothing changed and I kept these 3 provinces as they are, and then I actually managed to get over to the Americas, over to the New World. Then what I could do then is I could actually just release Tyrone, because releasing Tyrone, because they'll still have that core there, it's still got a Tyrone core on it, we could go ahead and release Tyrone, and that would allow us to just have a single province over here. Now, once you've got your capital over in the New World, it is still possible to conquer and colonise provinces over in Europe, but bear in mind that they will then be distant overseas and have that autonomy floor of 75%. So, a few other nice changes they have made in Cossacks. Again, I did explain these in my video that I did, which was the differences between the 2 games, or what they'd essentially added in the Cossacks. One of the nice things that you can do in the Cossacks is you can actually train troops in your subjects' provinces. So what I could do is I could go ahead if I wanted to go and build up another infantry, is I could actually go ahead and build them in Munster, which is a vassal. Now, it'll take a little bit longer, and but it'll still cost the same amount of money. And this is really good, because it means if you've got a vassal or a subject, because it works with protectorates, it works with colonial nations, it works with personal union partners, you can actually just go and build up your troops and your ships in their provinces, which is absolutely fantastic as far as I'm concerned. Let's go ahead and start trying to improve some relations with Leinster again. Now, another thing that's going to make this interesting, because we have actually chosen the random New World, it means that we are going to not necessarily bump into land as early as we would have expected. We do still have some provincial unrest in Ulster. We could go ahead and put the army over there, actually. They're not at full maintenance, but it should still be enough to quell any potential unrest that might be there. Let's just go and have a look. What is the unrest at? It's actually quite high. We're not due to get a rebellion, but what have we got here? Local unrest in Ulster. Or we can lower taxes. Reduce the local unrest, but they gain some autonomy. Yeah, let's go and do that anyway. 20 autonomy is better than 25 autonomy if we did it manually, and it gets rid of the unrest completely. We're still losing money, but only a really tiny amount, so I'm not too bothered about that at all. We've got these 2 new ships. Let's just go ahead and get those working on trade. As soon as we can. We are paused. We can grab a new tech. It's a military tech. We should definitely do it, because it's always pays to be ahead in tech where you can. So let's go and make sure we sort that out. There's our 2 new ships. Group them together, and we want to get you protecting trade in the North Sea. It's always difficult to find that balanced trade-off with ships. At what point does a ship actually stop costing you money and start making you trade? Ah, we've just got a positive income there. England have decided they're going to offer me subsidies again. So hopefully they'll keep that going for a little while. We're still not at our naval force limit yet. We could definitely... Oh, we are now. It's because we've raised the autonomy in Ulster. So we are at our naval force limit. That's fine. Now, one good thing is we won't even necessarily need to ship troops across to the New World in order to create a colony. Because one of the things that they've added in Cossacks is the ability to... Oh, manpower reserves need to recover. Brilliant. Gives us the national unrest reduction and the tax modifier. That's actually quite good. Improve our prestige, solidify papal relations, the rival of our rival. Get Denmark's opinion to 100 for Diplo power. We can certainly do that. Let's stop sucking up to Leinster. Let's go and suck up to Denmark. Improve relations. Should be doable. What was I talking about? Changes in the Cossacks. Nope, I've forgotten what it was. I know there was something that I was going to point out. It was something that I'd already pointed out in the other video that I did anyway. And, yeah, it couldn't have been that important of a change because I can't remember what it was. So, again, we're just playing the waiting game. We are just trying to get enough points to get our technology high enough in order to be able to go and colonize the New World. But say it might be difficult to actually find land. We might even be lucky. There might, because sometimes what happens with the random New World is you get like an island chain here, so we might be able to get a colony over there really, really early. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. We might not even need transports to ship our troops over to the New World in order to establish a colony, because the good thing about Cossacks is you have this option to set your policy towards natives, which is somewhere. Here it is. So under expansion, you have these 3 buttons. And you can't click on any of them until you actually have a colonist, and changing between them does cost you something. I can't remember what the cost is, but there is a penalty for switching between them. But if you choose this one, the native coexistence policy, you have a native uprising chance of -100%. So basically, if you select this policy, you never have to worry about the natives uprising and attacking the colonies. Absolutely fantastic. Of course, it does have its downside, because if you go for the native trading policy, it reduces the chance of an uprising by 50%, but it also gives you plus 50% native assimilation, which essentially means that you will gain additional development in that colony when it becomes a city. Or you can choose the third option, which is the native repression policy, which gives you a plus 20 global settler increase, but it means you will get the normal amount of natives popping up and attacking you. We can go ahead and grab our admin tech. Let's do it. We're not ahead of time, unfortunately, so we don't get the production efficiency bonus. Because we're not ahead of time. We can actually get the Diplo one as well. Again, we're not ahead of time on any of them. We could lose 10 admin power. Well, do we want the yearly prestige? It wouldn't be bad to get the yearly prestige. 10 admin power, 4 ducats. Yeah, we'll take that, because we might even... If we can actually get Denmark's opinion up to 100 quickly enough, we may still have that mission to improve our prestige. So we may be able to actually do something about that. So we've got 7k troops at the moment. We do have the advantage of having an extra few troops from Munster. Now, unfortunately, they don't get their full 6 stack because they are a subject now. They're not an independent nation, but there's still more manpower than we would have got if we'd have just taken the province as our own. So what can we do here? We've got nobles demanding increased pension. So we've actually got an event from one of the estates here. We can either give them... They gain 5 loyalty, but we would get minus 10% tax income, or we could lose a stability. Well, we don't want to lose any stability. Let's go ahead and do that from the estate. So again, it's just another way of putting annoying events in here. So the nobility are at 55%. And what are they actually giving us from that? 10% manpower recovery speed. So new pope. We could go ahead and give land to somebody else if we wanted to. We'd get some tax modifier if we gave some to the clergy. We'd like to try and get that modifier up if we can. It'd be nice to get some money in the bank, especially when we do need to start colonising. Let's go ahead and do that. We don't want to give them money, but if we go ahead and take Ulster, for example, and we can go ahead and give this to the clergy. Now, if we have a quick look now at our estates, you can see they have 100% loyalty, but they do have 60% influence, so you've got to be careful. If they have too much influence, an estate whose influence increases to more than 80% is at risk of seizing power in the nation. So I don't think we'll have that to worry about, but it is giving us yearly papal influence, it's giving us extra tax modifier and reduced stability cost. They have 66% of our non-overseas development. So it's based on development. We could build a building in... Well, we could get some development in Connaught and increase things there. The Burghers estate gain 10 influence. Okay, that's fine. Should we improve something here? Maybe we could go ahead and improve our tax income. We could spend some admin. I don't really want to have to spend points, but let's spend the military points, actually, because we're not too worried about being that ahead of time in military, simply because when we start fighting over in the New World, we're going to be well ahead of all the natives anyway in terms of military tech, and we really want to try and get our admin and diplo tech up so that we can start colonizing. That's the important thing here. We cannot increase things anymore with Munster, so let's put a stop to that. Is there anybody else that we should be improving relations with? I don't think we're at max improved relations with you. Well, it's at 83. It's not terribly far off. 98% with Denmark, so we're about to complete that mission. That should be done at the end of this month. There we go. Recall diplomat. 5 prestige and 25 diplo power. Thank you very much. New mission. Solidify our papal relations. So we have to get the papal state has to have 100 opinion of us. We can go ahead and do that. So let's go... Oh, Papal State's getting quite big there. Let's go and improve relations with Papal State. Because, of course, we are Irish Catholic, so we should have good relations with the Pope. So how's things doing? Our manpower is at... we are at maximum? Yeah, we're at maximum. We are still making a little bit of money. We are getting subsidies still from England. Without those subsidies, we wouldn't actually be making any money at all. We are below our army force limit still, and we're slightly below our naval force limit. We could go ahead and get another light ship. I think we will, actually. Austria has declared war on Ferrara. Doesn't really affect me in the slightest. England is still swanning around, not really doing anything. There hasn't been any real wars going on that I've noticed. France hasn't even tried to reconquer their cause from England. Why haven't France taken that mission? Oh, we've got a call to arms. Let's quickly pause there. Now, what used to show you this somewhere, whatever missions that they'd taken. Can you still see that? Has it been moved to a new screen? Do you have to left click on them? It's here, isn't it? This should show any missions they have. Yeah, can't see their missions currently. Okay, maybe they don't have one. So we've got this call to arms. England has declared war on Scotland. England is requesting that we come to their aid in the English conquest of Lothian against Scotland. This is a war that they have started. Now, it says there, this is the war they have started. -1 having a royal marriage. Yes, we do have a royal marriage. Scotland is allied with France. This could be particularly tricky. Well, we don't really want to lose the prestige. We are going to go ahead and accept, I think. So we'll go ahead and accept that. And it was actually a stability drop because we had that royal marriage. That was a little bit of a shame. We can go ahead and increase our stability. Will cost us a little bit. Yeah, we don't want the dominance of the clergy. They're not quite there yet. That was a little bit annoying that happened. It is going to cost us some money. Hopefully the war will be over quite quickly and we won't need to worry too much. But that's something that we will deal with in another video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying EU4. I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.